The new foam cannon from Quivr. Is this an elite, high-end foam cannon at a budget price? In this video, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna spray some, we're gonna foam on the car, and well, I'm gonna show you just why this might be your next purchase. All right, guys, before we get going, let me just say, nobody sponsored this video. I bought this with my own money, and the current retail price on this is $65.99. And so, you know, I have a lot of foam cannons, but I really wanted to check this out because this is supposedly, okay, well, not supposedly, everybody knows. It's basically an MJJC Pro V2, okay, at a significant savings over the Pro V2 cost. Now, are there any budget engineering things going on here? Well, I would argue that this is not only the same, if not better, than the Pro V2, simply because of the cost. So anyway, let's get this thing. Let me show you the unboxing, and then we'll just get right to the testing. All right, so we have the Quivr box, and it's a nice teal. It is, you know, it's got some basically instructions how to use a foam cannon, or how to wash your car, actually. So you foam, you rinse, you foam again, you wash, you do the contact wash, then you rinse off, and then you finally just dry your car. Super simple. And you know, the box, it has the logo. All right, there's some directions. Assemble it, you know, fill the bottle with the correct dilution. Foam on the vehicle. Don't let the soap dry, although there are some out there now that you can let it do that, but try not to, okay? Rinse the vehicle to remove foam, loose dirt, and debris. We will explain all that. And then, you know, now that the loose contamination has been removed, foam again, proceed with the contact wash. So basically, your words here are the same as your pictograms right there. So let's get this open. Now, when you first get this, this is how it's going to look. All right, you're gonna pop this open, and inside here, now this is gonna be sealed up, all right, on the top. But inside the first bag, you are going to find an extra 1.1 orifice, all right? And so you're gonna find that 1.1, and then you will find a little tube, the flexible tube with the ball. So you're gonna get that. And then in the box, the next thing that comes out is another like Ziploc type bag. And let me open that. And this is going to have the end that connects to the foam, or the foam gun there, or your trigger, all right? And then they also give you some extra O-rings for repair of this, because there's an O-ring in here that seals against the piece I'm going to show you next. So let's grab that. So then in the box, the next thing here we're going to take, that's this piece here, that's the top. All right. And then finally the actual bottle. And then the last thing in the box, so there's an instruction sheet, and they tell you 1.25 millimeter orifice comes pre-installed in your foam cannon. So if you have any of those electric pressure washers like the AR Blue, the Kranzla, I have a big boy, the Washer Pro. Anything that puts out around 2 gallons per minute, you're going to want to just leave the 1.25 in there. And but anything smaller, you may want to play around and change. You know, you got to check it out for yourself. So let me show you how to get this together. So the first thing that you're going to do is, then this is super simple. It's already assembled. There's already an O-ring in there. You just take this and just like that. And then what's really nice, these threads are super, super nice. Everything fits together so perfect. And that O-ring seals everything on the inside right here. In fact, if you need to change your orifice out, it's inside there. And they do a really good job of labeling the orifice sizes. So like this one right now, and I'm just gonna show you, I don't know if you can see on camera, but that says 1.1. all right, because I already took out and changed out the 1.25 that came in there with the 1.1, and I'll show you why in a minute. And what's nice though, because that O-ring is in there, you don't need to get pliers and turn it. You don't need to crank it down, like literally 2 fingers tight. That's all you need. Super simple, okay guys? And then your, actually, you know what? We forgot this little piece here. There's a little, like a brass nipple that comes out, and all you do is you just take this, the tube, and push it on there. Push it all the way down, all right? And you're good to go, and now your foam cannon is completely assembled. All right, now that you've seen the unboxing, let's get to some testing, because what you really want to see is the foam on the car. Now, I do have I have an Eagle pressure washer, okay, and I use it not on turbo or anything. I just use it on regular speed, and what I found is that I get the best foam using a 1.1 orifice nozzle inside the pressure or the foam cannon, and it's easy enough to change these out. All you got to do, all right, is right inside here. There's a little orifice. Once you unscrew this, you just use a screwdriver, unscrew that, the one that comes with it, and you can put in the 1.1. But if you have a pressure washer that puts out enough PSI and GPM, use the 1.25. And honestly, I could use this with the 1.25. I just hit the turbo and I get like literally almost the same amount of foam, but it uses more battery for me. So 1.1 nozzle in this. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how this works along with, all right, the SV3, okay? And then I'm also gonna hit it with the new Pro V3, and I wanna explain the differences between them and show you maybe just why this one should be your go-to over any of these other ones. All right, so to do our testing today, we are going to use my favorite wash, which is the Detail Company. It's called Neutral Soap Soft Wash from the House of Rags. All right, and I do have a discount code with them. In fact, everything that I'm using here, if it's available at the House of Rags, it'll just be linked below. But what I do is I just mix it at a dilution ratio of 2 ounces per foam cannon. Okay, so that's 2 ounces of soap, all right, per 30 ounces of water for a 15-to-1 dilution ratio. And now the instructions on this on the website, if you go there, they do say use 2 to 3 ounces in your foam cannon. I find that I get plenty of foam using just 2 ounces, so that's what we're gonna do today. And so I pre-mixed basically a jug here. That way you guys can see that there's nothing shady going on. We're gonna pour it all from the same, container into the foam cannon so that you could see the performance of the Quivr foam cannon. Now, while we are getting around to doing this, what I do want to say is that the 1.1 orifice, so when you do testing, okay, when you get a new foam cannon, what you are going to want to do is test your output of the foam cannon, all right? And how you do that is you are going to fill it with like 1,000 ml of water, and you need a scale for this, a pretty accurate scale. You're going to fill it with 1,000 ml of water. You are going to hook it up to your pressure washer, and you are going to spray in a bucket until you empty the foam cannon of all the liquid. You weigh out the bucket, and then you convert the pounds to ml. Go on Google, simple conversion search. Real easy. And then you just, like if I got this actually on my notes, in fact, let me grab those. All right, so on my notes. All right, so on my notes with the 1.1 orifice nozzle, okay, the Quivr foam cannon is giving me 2.8, looks like 3.5 gallons. Or anyway, it winds up being 10,807 ml. and then I minus the original 1000 ml that I put in there, and I have a total output of water used of 9,807 ml, which is roughly a 9.8 to 1, all right, mixture ratio. So whatever I mix in here, I have to multiply that by 9.8 to get my final output on the car. Now, when I measure this one, also with the 1.1, all right, I'm getting a 9.5 to 1 mixture ratio. And on the Pro V3 here, I am getting a 9.5 to 1 as well. So literally all of these, all the MJJC units, and this, guys, you know, this is literally an MJJC Pro V2. He doesn't say it in the video, but he says he works with that manufacturer, so everybody knows it, no doubt about it. And what's really nice is that, you know, this performs the same. They're not using like inferior stuff. They're not using like secondhand parts. All of these test the same. Now, when I go with the 1.25, because I also tested that, okay, this version here gives me a 10.9 to 1 dilution ratio. All right. Now this one, this is a little bit different. This gives me an 11.2 to 1, so just slightly more. And then on this one, I actually get an 11.7 to 1 dilution ratio with the 1.25 orifice. But even then, you know, between the 10.9 and 11.7, that's really close. And that could be just on mine because of how the batteries, maybe the batteries were getting weaker. The pump might have gotten hot, something like that. But they're all very close, and they all perform well. So now that I've explained that, let's just get into the testing. Let's get these things buttoned up, and I will show you the foam output on the vehicle. All right, guys, so you're here to see the Quivr foam cannon. So let's get some foam on the car, and then I'm gonna hook up the other ones and you can compare. You could see that literally they're about the same. So let's just foam the whole back of the car, and you know, we'll show you what it looks like. I mean, look at how thick that is. Let me get you closer. All right, and that is with a 1.1 orifice with the Ego pressure washer. Now let's switch this up to one of the other foam cannons here. All right, guys, I had to rinse, but we're gonna do the V3 or the S3. Same thing. All right, and you can see literally it looks almost exactly the same. In fact, I would argue actually this time the Quivr foam cannon actually put out a little bit better foam than the S3. But let's rinse this off and switch out to our the Pro V3, and you can compare. Okay, now we have the Pro V3, and let's just see what it looks like. And there you go, you could see it's literally about the same output. Same thing, no problem. All right, guys, so you just saw the foam performance of this. You know, obviously it was either equal to or better than the S3 or the SV3 or even the Pro V3. Literally made by MJJC at a fraction of the price, $65.99. So let me show you now what I like about this, and actually a couple things I don't like about this as compared to the other units that we tested out. All right, so you saw that demonstration of the Quivr foam cannon. Now, what is to like about this, okay? If you turn this upside down, it does not leak out, okay? There's a nice seal inside here. So inside the thing, there's a nice seal inside there, and it's got the ball there. And so no matter what direction you are holding this, it is going to be on the bottom, and it allows it to soak up or pick up all the liquid. So I really like that, okay? I like this part here. The MJJC foam cannons all have this nice thing, okay? 2 fingers, You could take this out, you take a screwdriver, you could switch out your orifice right there, and then you could just reinstall that like that. Awesome. Okay, the other thing I love about this is really snug. Now it'll probably loosen up, you know, if you keep playing with it, but this is nice and snug, so it's not gonna automatically start twisting on you, but you can switch it from the horizontal to the vertical. All right, and then there's some adjustment here too as well, which makes it real easy to use. Now, the other thing, and that's typical of this one here and even this one. Now, the other thing that I really like about this, obviously I'm a fan of blue. You know, I love blue cars. I love the blue on this. I love the teal. This bottle here, super thick. All right, you could drop this. It's not gonna damage it. It's not gonna break it. But because it is also super thick, it's opaque. So right now you can see there is a level, but there's no, like, it's really hard to read the markings. And honestly, I have reading glasses and I can't even read those markings. It is just too hard. So what I have to do to try and see how much is left, or if I want to know, like if I'm trying to figure out how much water I have in there, I have to feel for the, the top line, and then I count down, that's 1,000. And then I go to the next line and I know that's 900, 800, 700, etc. So I almost have to go by feel because I literally cannot read the numbers on this. Whereas on this new one, all right, you can easily, I could read that, and I could see the level super easy in there. The other thing about this one has the handle, the hand grip thing, and it's a quarter turn. I absolutely love that quarter turn. Super nice, super easy. And the 1,000 ml is right there. You could put like another 300 or 400 milliliters in there, which you don't want to do, but this helps in mixing. Super easy, helps in mixing, okay? This one, okay, the 1,000 ml, let me feel around. 1,000 ml is right there, so you can get like another 200 or 300 maybe. I'd say another maybe 200 ml in there, but it's still big enough. It aids in the mixing, super great. But this has a screw on, number one, so it's not that quarter turn. So you have to do a little bit more work. And the other thing too is I wish it really had that like a finger release or the like the grips like this one has, because if you have soap on your hands or something and you're trying to fill this up, this becomes extremely slippery and it is easy for your hand to slide on here and potentially drop it. So I just wish that this bottle design, I really wish that they made this bottle design in that size with this bottle. I mean, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Now, you might say, hey, what about the PF 22.2? This is far superior than this. Okay, guys, just telling you, this, even a wide mouth, a lot of times because there's a seal in there, but look, that's not very, it's supposed to be a flexible, it's not very flexible, so it's really hard sometimes to actually pick up everything out of there. And, well, actually, yeah, there we go. What I found though is that sometimes I turn it over, it leaks. To change the orifice out, you need a physical like wrench, okay, to undo that. You don't need that with this one. All right, and this one is a little bit different mixing. This mixes at 10.5 to 1 versus the 9.5 to 1 like this. So just know that like on my situation, I use about 10% more product with this than this, but that also means I get waterier foam, or I have to use 10% more product when I mix it in this to get the same amount of foam. So anyway, that's my kind of dislikes of this one. Oh, the other thing too is these markings on these bottles, all right, are completely off. So when it tells you like 1,000 ml is to a certain point, and I fill it with 1,000 ml, it's way higher than their markings here. Their markings are not even accurate on this thing, whereas on this and the other MJJC foam cannons, the markings are exactly like dead on. No matter how many times I've measured so far with the 1,000 ml, 500, they are dead on, you know, with the markings. So now, is this literally the best though? For the money, you will not get anything better than this, guys. final conclusions for the money. You will not get anything better than this. This is actually my favorite, but this is 110 bucks. And it's my favorite because of the bottle design. The quarter turn, the hand grips, the ease of use to see that, okay? But this one is super durable. All right, you're not gonna break it. It's $65.99, okay? That's 50 bucks cheaper than this one. Actually, I think, let me see. I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks cheaper, something like that. It's 45 bucks cheaper. I can't do math today. 45 bucks cheaper than this one. And if you use my discount code, okay, TOD10 at the House of Rags, you're gonna get this for under 60 bucks, which makes it literally $50 cheaper or more than that. And then this one here, now the Pro V2 version of this, so the non-Quivr branded version, just the MJGC branded version, sells from anywhere between 79 to 89 bucks. So $65.99, even cheaper. And it's literally the same thing with a few upgrades. They told me, you know, that they changed the little plug design here, you know, different logo. But other than that, outstanding product. This one, $79 to $89.99. So, you know, you're saving 65. You're saving minimum 20 to 25 bucks, maybe even 30 bucks over this one. So, honestly, guys, yeah, I'm a believer. Less than 60 bucks with my discount. You know, I'll probably use this a lot, actually, in upcoming videos because, well, I don't want to break this. You've seen those videos, I'm sure. And this one, it's not quite as stable when you fill it. The base on this is wider than this one. So, in fact, that's another reason why this is really nice, is because the base is wider than the SV3. And it's cheaper. So, anyway, guys, Quivr foam cannon, House of Rags, 10% off, use code TOD10. Get it for under 60 bucks. You saw the proof. It foams like crazy. You know, I don't know what else to say other than I will talk to you later. Bye. Oh, I had it turned all the way down. All right, here we go. Here's how the foam comes out. I actually had the knob turned all the way to the left, which was the watery. So I'm gonna go all the way to the right now. This is maximum foam.